The revelations now televised. A platform for you and I. And now look with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.
What's up, people, and welcome back to the REVELSations Podcast. It's your boy, Rev. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Let me know how I'm doing. Share this with somebody. More importantly, you can hit me up on all the social media platforms at the REVELSations Podcast. That is on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. It'll be just me today, another short one, but an idea that I wanted to share with you guys. And it's something that I live by, a philosophy that I live by, and I have lived by for a while. And it's a ideology that many of you have heard, but I'm going to phrase it in a way that maybe you have not heard. So we've heard the phrase, a rising tide raises all boats. Okay. Doesn't matter if you got the big boat or the small boat, a rising tide raises all boats, which is true, right? The water raises and it raises everybody. Well, story, I was coaching basketball at a private Christian school in North Austin. We were not very good. We played against another private school one time, but like a school that can recruit. And we got beat by 75 points or something like that. It was bad. It was bad. But I was not necessarily concerned with how high we can go. My goal was to raise the floor. That's what we're going to talk about today. The idea of raising the floor. So what do you mean by raising the floor? Everybody thinks about how high they can go. The ceiling. I can reach mountains. I mean, there's a saying out there that you shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you can live amongst the stars. This is a great thing. You want to go to your highest highs. But oftentimes, if we think about the star, right? We shoot for the moon, and even if we miss, we can live amongst the stars. Shooting stars, they fall. But my goal is to have the highest floor possible. Want to raise the floor to where the highest high, everybody wants to shoot for that. Great. That's awesome. And I want to do it as well. But I want to raise the floor and have the highest low possible. Going back to my basketball team, I wasn't trying to make us state champions because that wasn't realistic. But if I could make the worst player on the team decent, it would raise everybody. A rising tide raises all boats. I was trying to raise the floor. So, Red, why are you talking about this? Because I believe in our life, we should be, oftentimes we are concerned with climbing higher. But when we're doing that, are we making sure we're setting these mile markers in place and these systems in place that will keep us from hitting a really low in our life, be it business, be it relationally, be it whatever? We need to have a higher floor. We need to be concerned with raising our floor. I can make it simple to you. Everybody says, they want to make $1 million. $1 million isn't what it used to be, but you understand the concept of making a lot of money. You understand that concept of being financially stable. But we want to live our lives to where we can shoot for that, but I have a minimum that I will not take. And that minimum depends on your life expectancy. We all have a floor, right? I like once you make $50,000 a year and then you start making $80,000 a year, your floor is like, I can never go back to anything under 50. That is my floor. Well, then once you go from 80 to making 120, your floor is now your 80. So we want to raise the floor. We want to make sure that our floor remains high as possible. So that new floor matters. Greatest example I can give is one of the greatest debates I think in the world. It has something to do with sports, but that's okay. The Michael Jordan versus LeBron James debate. Everybody like, oh, who's the GOAT? That means the greatest of all time for you who do not know. And I am partial to LeBron. Now, I grew up in Illinois in the 80s and 90s, and I saw all of Michael Jordan's career. Well, I can't say all of it, but I would say most of his career. I was old enough to watch all of his winning career, and I think Michael Jordan is a fantastic, a marvelous basketball player. I think if I was ranking the players that who could hit the highest of highs, Michael Jordan would be the person who would hit the highest of high. He has the highest ceiling, but which player has the highest floor, the highest low? Because that's what really life is about. I mean, we hit a lot of lows in life, and I think we live closer to our lows, if we're being honest, than we live to our highs. The high is you reach the peak of the mountain, but you don't stay there. You got to come back down. Not a lot of people live at the peak of the mountain. More people live at the base or the bottom or the low of the mountain. So I'm partial to LeBron because I think LeBron has a higher floor. Now, you can parse that however you want, but what I'm getting at is I think we're all better off if we raise our floor, if we raise our low. Because when life hits us, life is tough. Life is a boxer with a good straight right hook. You know, I mean, a straight on or a right hook. Either way you want to call it, it'll get you. It'll get you. And we want to have high floor. So we want to raise our floor. So what are some ways we can raise our floor? Again, I use the business example. Once you hit a level, you can put in systems in place to make sure you never go under that level, right? You can do that in fitness. You can do that in finance. You can do that relationally. Now, some things are out of our control. We can't control if people die. We can't control if people leave us, etc. But what we can control oftentimes is how we handle it. So one of the ways we can have a higher emotional floor is going to counseling. A way that we can have a higher financial floor is saving and investing. A way we can have a higher health floor, not some debilitating degrees like cancer that's awful or something like that, but is have a healthy lifestyle. These are systems we can put in place to make sure we have a higher floor. So when I was coaching, my goal was to, if I could make the worst player on our team better, when we practice, everybody's going to get better because nobody's being dragged down by a low floor. They're being elevated by a higher floor. So let's raise the floor. I'm trying to raise the floor all the time in my life, right? That's why I continue to push and keep on grinding. I'm never stopping. I just came off of a month of rest, the first time in years that I could rest. I had a friend text me, "What have you been doing?" "I've been resting." She's like, "You still resting?" "Yeah, I haven't rested in months. In years." But I took the month of December 2023 and part of January 2024 to just rest. But while am I resting? I'm recharging to elevate my next floor. I'm going to a next level, and that floor is high, right? So I may not live at the peak of the mountain, but I can live not at the bottom of the mountain. I can live in the middle or even at the almost at the top of the mountain because my floor is now raised. So a lot of us talk about making a certain amount of money. And I heard Dr. Dre say, it's easy to make money. It's harder to keep it. Keeping it is that floor. That's where it is. It's that floor. So let's raise our floor. It is very, very important. Raise the floor. So think about in your life how you can raise your floor. Think about areas in your life where, man, you know what? I can reach a really high, but my low can be really, really low. And if we raise our floor, that low or that drop isn't that bad because we have a high floor. Raise your floor. That's it. That's all I got for you on the REVELSations Podcast today. Like I say, real short. That is something near and dear to my heart. Raise the floor, raise the floor, raise the floor. I love that. I say that to my students all the time. I say that to people who I love all the time. Let's raise the floor. So get out there and raise the floor in your life. Let's raise the floor in the world. Again, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Share this with somebody else. Hit the like, subscribe button, get the thumbs up, leave a comment on the YouTube channel, and let's get this thing going. I am because we are, and I'll holler at you guys next time. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.